Alright guys, Papa Pepper, late at night, but once again, interesting stuff going on. You can probably see what I got here over my shoulder, and that is a mini excavator. So it's got some tracks here, it's got a blade in the front that can go 6 ways, and a bucket with a grapple. And I know that some of you guys are probably thinking, look, if you're not even in your land yet, and your house isn't even hooked up, you know, your mobile home, why are you building chicken pens and doing other things and dealing with these different things? And the point is that often my life moves at the speed of my my learning curve, and there's a lot of things that I just simply can't do on my own. Today we finally got the septic tank hooked up. That stuff I'm not going to do on my own. If I mess up, it's big. But I have friends who are in all sorts of different construction stuff. So if it's hooking up some water stuff, hooking up some power stuff, hooking up the septic stuff, I'm gonna have them help me with it, and that can take time. Rather than hiring somebody else that I don't know, I can have a friend help and either pay them or barter some stuff, or maybe they're just looking to bless me. It doesn't really, whatever it is, it's better to have someone I know. So I'll take care of other things that need to be done while I'm waiting for bigger things to happen. And now we actually have water, power, and the septic hooked up to the house. And then I'm going to call the gas company here and rent a tank from them so we can hook up the propane stove and some other things. But we're looking pretty good. Natural gas. So behind me, though, is one of these opportunities that pops up out of nowhere. Some of the neighbors were renting this thing. They rented it for 2 weeks, and then if you pay for the 3rd week, you get a month. So they said, hey, this is going to be way better to do this. After dark now, I just got a crash course in that thing. And by going in with them, I can get a great deal on actually having this piece of rental equipment. Now, since I moved down here, I've learned how to drive like skid steers and bobcats and tractors and, stump grinder attachments and different attachments for the tractors, and then also a front end loader with a backhoe attachment. So all this is new. Before that, I had some jobs as a forklift driver, but that's it. I'm not a heavy equipment guy. But I got a crash course in that, and non-crash course. But between forklift experience and the backhoe attachment for the front end loader experience, I can handle that really well. I'm pretty impressed myself. So that means 2 things are probably going to be happening tomorrow. One of them is I'm going to try to at least start off with our first pond, kind of near the garden site. And that's going to be my practice project because it's a small one. I'll be using the liner for it. I will use it to grow some fish, but also it'll be kind of a display one, a nice one just to kind of break up the scenery and diversify kind of the things that we got going on the land. But the second thing is it's time for a root cellar, which is also going to be a storm shelter. So that's pretty important down here. The storm shelter for one, but then also the root cellar. If I've got a shipping container and a mobile home, I'm not really set to store a lot of the garden harvest that we're going to be trying to store. So if I make myself a root cellar, that's going to be an awesome place to store things. I'll have my work cut out for me. I've got no experience really with this equipment. I just drove it down the road here and practiced with it for a moment, but I'm looking forward to it. And again, my life progresses at the speed of my learning curve. So the quicker I can pick things up, the quicker I can understand things, the quicker I'm able to grasp a concept and apply it, the faster things move forward. But also, we've learned to be a patient people. I don't know, is this going to be 3 years now? So I think in November it'll be 3 years since we moved down from Wisconsin to Arkansas. But in that time, we waited more than a year to buy our land. We waited more than 2 years to buy our house, a mobile home to live in. So we've been taking things slow, but we've been doing things out of pocket without going into debt, and it's just all part of the overall vision and plan. And, right now, like I said, I'm working on 3 things: a place to live for our family, the garden, and, all the perennial fruit stuff, and then taking care of the animals all at the same time rather than just doing them one at a time. But we may never need to buy meat again. We may not need to use the grocery store very much. And, the land and the house right now, the mobile home, we own outright. So there's a lot of things that I'm working on now that I'm going to do once this life, hopefully, and they'll be done. So I've got a lot of, if I build this root cellar right, it should be here till I die, other things. And we've got some serious bills crossed off the list. So I'm excited. I'll be on that tomorrow. I'll show you guys how it works for me. Like I said, I've got no experience. so I'm just kind of winging it. But I'm excited, and I appreciate all the support and encouragement you guys following along. Sometimes I feel like you guys are just kind of rooting for the underdog and encouraging some fool with some crazy ideas who has no experience just to kind of go out there and get it and do it. And we certainly are. So praise God it's working. Appreciate the help and support, and y'all be blessed. I'll try to be safe. Papa out. As always, I'm Papa Pepper, and I'd like to remind you, don't post for free. If you'd like to be part of a revolution in social media, an economic power to the people where users can actually blog for cryptocurrency, then I'd recommend that you check out steemit.com and join the revolution. Papa out.